Hello everyone, Gaza Mutkarsh, and I welcome you all to this session on data handling with pandas. So guys, let's have a look at the agenda for this session. The agenda for this session includes data frame filtering, then data frame sorting, applying group by on the data frames along with group by and aggregations. So far in the prior sessions, we have discussed series and data frames, reading and writing to an Excel and CSV files, and how to combine different data frames. So guys, let's switch to the Jupyter screen. So guys, first of all, let's say to apply filtering, sorting, group by and aggregation, we have to import the data frame, right? So guys, over here, I'm importing the data frame. Just observe this. So first of all, import pandas and as PD. Then I'm creating an employee data, right? What is this data all about? Let's understand this. We are having employee data. So in this employee data, what all columns do we have? We have employee ID. I'm explaining you the tables schema, right? Then we have the employee name. Then we have the employee profile, then we have the salary, and next we have age, city, and department. All right, so we have employee ID, employee name, profile, salary, age, city, and department. This is the data that we have. So if we observe the data, so employee ID, again, this is an entirely synthetic data I have just created for this explanation of filtering, sorting, group by, and aggregation. Employee ID ranges from 1001 to 1021. So essentially we have 20 records. These are the 20 different employee names. These are the job profiles. So we have job profiles like data analyst, software engineer, HR executive, data scientist, accountant, DevOps engineer, marketing manager, sales executive, product manager, UX designer, software engineer, and then let's say the profiles are repeated. These are the corresponding salaries, these are the corresponding employee ages, and these are the cities into which they are based. All right, so as far as cities are concerned, we have New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Austin, Seattle, Boston, Los Angeles, Denver, Miami. All right, and what are the different departments into which they work? So the different departments that we have over here are, we have analytics, engineering, HR, analytics, finance, engineering, marketing, sales, product, design, right? Now the remaining departments are repeated. So let's generate this data frame. All right, so we have this amazingly looking data frame, right? Now let's check the shape. So we have employee df dot shape, and I'm also going to check the columns. So इस data frame में what all columns do we have? हमारे पास है employee ID, then we have employee name, we have profile, salary, age, city, and department, right? So these are the columns that we have. So to perform filtering, we do have different type of filtering operations. So the first type of filtering is, let's say, essentially comparison based filtering, right? Comparison based filtering. So as far as comparison based filtering, we use operations such as let's say greater than, equal to, then less than, equal to, and then equal to, and then maybe not equal to. All right, so these are the different comparison based operations. So we'll be solving let's say different questions for filtering. So the first question being, filter all records where let's say employee city is Chicago. All right, so maybe we can check the column name so that we don't mess up the spelling. So employee df, we have city dot unique. I'll be printing all the unique values. All right, over here I'll be printing all the unique values. Then I'll be printing all the unique departments. This is city, and then this is department. All right, so I want to display all the employee details for analytics. So filter all the records where the employee city, sorry, we were talking about city, right? Employee city is Seattle. So this is the first question. How do we filter? So the filtering condition goes into another square bracket. So we have employee df. This is the data frame. Employee df. Then employee df. What is the column name? The column name is city. And what is the condition? It is Seattle. All right, let's print this. So we have two employees who work in the city Seattle, or maybe they are based out of Seattle. All right, so this is how, let's say, we can perform filtering. So this employee df simply means that we are fetching everything from the employee data frame. This is the filtering condition that we have to mention. Let's try to solve another question. So the next question over here is, filter all records maybe where employees salary is greater than maybe 70,000, right? So how can this be done? Over here I'll be writing employee df, then I'll be mentioning employee df, then salary greater than maybe 70,000, right? So these are the employees having salary greater than 70,000. So as we can see, the syntax is entirely same. There is no change in the syntax. Next, so these are the basic let's say questions that we are trying to answer. Next, we can look at another example. We can have multiple examples. All right, this is question 3. Now for question 3, maybe I want to display filter all the records maybe where department is not engineering, right? Where employee department is not engineering. So let's see how we can solve this. So employee df where employee df dot department not equal to engineering. All right, we'll have to check the spelling. Yeah, so let's run this. So guys, over here we are able to extract all the employee records where the department is not engineering. You won't find the engineering records as far as this data frame is concerned. Please see, there are no engineering department records, right? So this is how we can perform simple filtering. Let's say comparison based filtering, right? So this is the first kind of filtering that we have applied. Likewise, the way we have applied greater than, likewise greater than equal to can be applied. So maybe I want to now filter all the employees where age is less than maybe 30. All right, so filter all the employees where employee age is less than 30. So what can be done over here? I'll be passing employee df, then employee df age where age is less than 30. Okay, less than equal to 30, where the age is up to 30. Is up to 30 means less than equal to 30. So let's run this. Now these are the different employees where age is less than or equal to 30. All right, so guys, this is how we can implement simple comparison based filtering. The second type of filtering that we have is, let's say, combining multiple, let's say, filtering operations conditions. If we are supposed to combine multiple filtering conditions, so this goes into means over here we'll be utilizing and or. So directly we cannot use and or, so we'll have to use the pipeline operator for or. All right, or will utilize this operation. All right, and for and we'll be using this operation, this operator, right? So let's see this in action. So suppose, so we have solved till question 4. Question 5 is filter all records. All right, I'll be filtering all the records where age is greater than 30. Age is okay, maybe for salary I can apply a filter. Salary is greater than maybe 80,000 and city is okay, city let's say is over here maybe we can look for San Diego or San Francisco, right? Okay, let's reduce this. With the salary is greater than 70,000, all right, and the city is maybe, let's have a look at a couple of examples. Yes, city is Los Angeles. And the city is Los Angeles, right? And salary is greater than 70,000. So how do we filter this? So over here I'm writing employee df. This is the entire table that I wish to display. Now from this table, each and every filtering condition goes into separate round brackets. So what is my first filtering condition? Employee DF, and then for the employee DF, what is the city? The city that we have over here is Los Angeles, right? This is my first condition. And what is the second condition? The second condition is employee DF, and what is the salary? The salary is greater than 70,000. And then over here I'm writing and operation is what I'm writing over here. So if there's no spelling mistake, okay, salary is in lowercase. Salary is in lowercase. So if you observe this, we have two records where the salary is greater than 70,000 and the city is Los Angeles. So and means both the conditions would be true. Now likewise, so just observe the syntax. Each and every filtering condition will be written in the separate round brackets, right? So the way we have defined and, likewise we can define or operation as well. So I'll give you, let's say, multiple examples. Filter all records where maybe let's say department is analytics, all right, and maybe or age greater than 30. These are the two conditions. So we have or condition, right? So employee DF. So the first condition is employee DF, then the department. So what are the different options for department that we have? Department dot unique. So what are different departments that we have? Either we can go for analytics or we can go for, yeah, so this is the first department is analytics. This is the first condition, and the second condition being that the department is age is greater than 30, right? The second condition is age greater than 30. Age greater than 30. So let's see this. Now we do have two records where or see over here I've mentioned and, it would be or because the question says or. Now either the age is greater than 30 or the department is analytics. See, department analytics, so age is immaterial. But when department is not analytics, age is greater than 30, right? Again, department analytics, so age is immaterial, but when the department is not analytics, age is bound to be greater than 30. That is how the or condition works. All right. And then last one we have analytics, so and age is also greater than 30. So or implies any one of the conditions should be at least true. All right, at least one of the conditions should be true. So guys, this is how we can apply, let's say, filtering with and or. All right, maybe we can discuss another example. So next, maybe over here I can check filter all records. For instance, now I want to try a different condition. So this is not utilizing and or. Filter the record where the employee has highest salary. So if I want to display the employee with highest salary, so DataFrame comes with functions like min max, right? So employee DF and then salary. For the salary column, I can write max, means these are the different aggregate operations, right? So before proceeding with this function, it's imperative to understand these functions that we have. So salary minimum, salary maximum, I can compute salary sum, I can compute the mean salary, all right? Likewise, I can compute the median salary as well. So these are the different aggregate functions. We have much more. Now, when it comes to solving this question, filter all records where the employee has the highest salary. So over here, I'll say employee DF, where employee DF salary is equal to employee DF salary dot max. All right. So what is max salary of the employee? The max salary of the employee is 97,000. So I want to filter all the records where employee salary is same as the employee with the maximum salary. So over here, if you see, we have observed over here that the maximum employee salary is 97,000, and this is what we are able to capture over here. All right, this is what we have captured over here. So guys, this is how we can even handle this kind of a function, maximum, minimum. All right. Now if I want to know find employees earning, or instead of find, over here I can mention filter employees earning more than average salary earned by all the employees. All right. So what is the average salary earned by all the employees? The average salary is 73,350. So what would be my filtering condition? Employee DF, where the employee DF salary is greater than employee DF. All right, and then salary dot mean. So means I want to filter all the employees having salary greater than 73,350. So that is what I've mentioned. Now if you observe this, all these employees have salary greater than 73,350. So how have we solved this? Where the employee salary is greater than mean of the employee salary, right? And this is, so over here I can mention that what is the mean employee salary? The mean employee salary is 73,350. This is what we have observed over here. So guys, this is how we can perform the different filtering operations. So we have seen the simple filtering operation, maybe using comparison based filtering. We have seen filtering using let's say utilizing and or, and the third was filtering based on aggregations. All right, filtering based on aggregation functions. So we have seen all different type of filtering. Next we can move on to sorting. So sorting essentially means arranging data in ascending and descending order. All right, so pandas provides us with a function called sort index, which is meant to sort index, and we have sort values, which is meant to sort the values. So essentially we'll be using sort values. So let's see a couple of questions. Now sort the entire data. All right, employee DF in ascending order of salary. So how can we sort them? So I just need to write employee DF dot sort values. All right, and I need to sort the values based on salary. That's it. So this is all I need to write in the ascending order of salary, right? So please see, now this is how I can display the employees salary in the ascending order. This is clearly in the ascending order. Now what if I want to display maybe employee city in the descending order? So the second question would be, over here I need to sort the employee DF in descending order of, in the descending order of what? In the descending order of maybe city. So how would I write this? To write this, over here I'll be writing employee DF, where employee DF and let's say, sorry, this would be employee DF dot sort values, and I need to sort based on city and in the descending order, right? So ascending is equal to false. All right, I'll be writing ascending is equal to false. Maybe if I need I can store them in variables. Please check. So in the descending order of city, so the city with the let's say in descending order would be first Seattle, then San Francisco, San Diego, New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Denver, Chicago, Boston, and then Austin, right? So these are the values. Now I can write this for W1. This is what I can write for W1, right? So if you observe this, this is what I'm getting. So over here I've sorted the employees in the descending order of city. Next, if we observe over here, next what do we have? Maybe now what if I want to sort based on multiple columns? So the examples that we have seen so far, this is essentially sorting based on single column, right? Now what if I were to sort based on multiple columns? Then how do we proceed with the sorting? Let's see. So this is sorting based on multiple columns. So maybe I'll write the question. Sort the employee DF in ascending order of city and descending order of salary. So means city would be in the ascending order and the salary would be in the descending order, right? Maybe I can display, let's say, employee ID, name, city and salary. So I have an extended question, display employee ID, name, city and salary. So far we have been implementing employee df and then let's say employee df dot sort values, right? So in the sort values, what all things can we write? Over here I have to mention multiple columns. First is city and the second one is salary. All right, and over here I can mention ascending is equal to city is in ascending order, right? So true, and the salary is in descending order, so false. In the ascending order of city and descending order of salary. So this is how I can write. And besides this, I can store this in a variable, let's call this w3, but this will essentially display all the columns. So as far as we can see, for Austin the salary is in descending order, for Boston the salary is in descending order. But let's say it's more convenient to display only the 4 columns, right? So from w3 I just want to display what all columns? Employee ID, then employee name, then city and then salary, and then I can display w3. So if you observe this, for each city the salary is in descending order. For Austin it is 95,000 and then 62,000. This is for Boston and this is for Chicago. So guys, this is how we can implement. Next we have the group by operation. All right, so how do we implement the group by operation? So for the group by operation over here, we have seen how to implement, let's say, the sorting, right? Group by essentially means aggregation based on let's say some other column. So when we are applying aggregation, so it can be on continuous as well as for categorical columns. So let's understand this, a very simple example. So the first question would be find city wise average salary, means for each city I want to know the average salary, right? How can I write this? So employee df dot group by. So what is it that I need to group it on? I need to group it on city, but based on I need to find the mean of the salary, right? So this is how we can write it. Find city wise average salary. So group by, inside the group by function will be writing city, and then mean of salary I'll be writing afterwards. Now even if there are multiple columns over here, I'll be using single, let's say, bracket. For single column, even without brackets it is going to work. Square brackets I'm talking about. If we have multiple columns, then we will have to use let's say list of list over here. Let's see the output. Okay, salary is in lowercase, right? So for each city I can see the average salary. These are the different cities and these are the corresponding average salaries. So maybe I can store the result in some variable. So this is one simple example. I'll give you a couple of more examples. So next we have find maybe department wise average age. So again I can write it the same way, employee df dot group by department and then age mean. All right, so this is how we can define this. Now what if there are multiple columns onto which I'm grouping? So let's see another example. Find, okay, city and department wise maybe average salary. Okay, city contains a lot of values, so maybe I'm considering, let's say, profile and city. Okay, I'll be considering find profile and city wise average salary. So how can this be done? This would be, I'll be writing employee df dot group by, and in group by I'll be writing profile and then city and then salary dot mean. Now even here, because we are grouping based on multiple columns, so we have to write it over here, and this would be S3 and I can store S3 over here. See, profile and city wise average salary. So for the accountant profile there are two cities, they are present in Austin and Seattle, and the average salary is changing. Likewise for data scientists, they are present in Austin and San Francisco, and clearly we can see that the average salary is changing. All right, now let's try to replicate another such example, maybe this time with find let's say city wise average salary and average age. All right, so now there are two columns, and I need to write it based on city. So this would essentially return a data frame. So far we have been obtaining series, even this is a series, this is a multi-index series, and these are the corresponding let's say salaries, right? Average salaries. So now over here I need to find salary and age. So I'll have to write it like this. This is salary and then I'll be writing age. This is S4. See, city wise, salary and age, and this is the average values, right? So this is how we can write. Now what if I need to use, let's say, different aggregations? So different aggregations as in, now I'll change the question. Find city wise, let's say, maximum salary, minimum salary, alright, and average age. Now to solve this question, I have multiple aggregations. So far we have been only using one aggregation on maybe single column or multiple columns. So this is where aggregation comes into picture. So I'll be writing employee df dot group by, and in the group by I'll be writing city, and after city over here I'll be writing salary. Okay, to write aggregation I'll be writing aggregation, and then for the salary column, what all things do I need to compute? For salary over here I'll be writing minimum and maximum, and for age I need to write mean, right? For age I'll be writing mean. So this is S5. So this is how we can perform, let's say, different aggregations on different columns. So not just limited to min max, I can write n number of other aggregations. I can write sum, I can write mean, alright, I can write even count. Alright, so all these aggregations are allowed on one column or even based on multiple columns. So this is not the original question. I'll leave it this to the original question. Alright, and I'll be writing this separately. The original question was only limited to min and max, right? So this is how it can be done. Now, if there are multiple columns onto which I need to apply group by, for example, beside city we have profile. So let's say this is based on profile. So this is how profile wise the data looks like. Besides profile, I also want to apply it based on the city. So now this would be multi-index and there would be multiple values as well. So essentially this would be a data frame. So if you observe this, profile and city wise salary का हमने यहाँ पे minimum, maximum, sum, mean निकाला है. We have computed the count as well, but for let's say age, I've only computed the mean. So guys, this is how we can implement group by with aggregations. So guys, that brings us to the end of this session. So in this session, we have discussed and understood filtering data frames, how to apply sorting to the data frames, how to sort maybe data based on data frames based on, let's say, multiple columns in ascending and descending order. We have utilized how to understand and implement the group by operations and group by with aggregations. So in the next session, we'll move on to data cleaning and pre-processing using the data frames. Thank you.